he is burning with desire to succeed and to be at the top of the pile.
La sua è stata una famiglia di filantropi, ma a quanto ne so, lei non fa nulla.
Bruce Wayne is really questioned in this movie. Penguin thinks that he's just a billionaire. Catwoman speaks about privilege. So in times like this, do we have to question more the Bruce Waynes than the Batmans, in your opinion?
I don't know who the Batmen are in our world. I don't know. I mean, yeah, we question everyone, question everything. I don't trust anyone. I don't trust any news outlet or any person who's claiming to be coming from a purely humanitarian direction, or, you know, I think suspicion is becoming, you know, it can go a little bit too far sometimes, and I don't know where that line is, where suspicion goes from justified suspicion or curiosity into paranoia. I don't know where that line is. It's ever shifting, and that's a really hard thing to contend with, especially in this modern world where there's so much information and so many different perspectives are coming at us with so much speed. But yeah, I think we must always be curious and suspicious of those around us, whether they have or have not.
Riddler would agree with you, I think. And I love how in this movie, each character reminds me a classic monster, Dracula, Frankenstein. Did you take some inspiration from a monster in particular for Penguin?
No, I didn't, but I love the idea of a Frankenstein reference. I mean, the Penguin Oz has been put together by a life of hardship, you know, and you can see that hardship etched on his face. When I saw the makeup for when I signed on to do this film, there was no conversation of prosthetics or any makeup or any bodysuit or anything. And so I had no idea we were going to have that at our disposal to lean into. But when I saw Mike Marino's design, when I saw the face that he had created, look, I don't create the face. I have the voice and I give it motion. I animate what he did, but the creation of the face of Oz was such a significant part of this character, and it felt like there was a Frankensteinian element to it, you know, because I was almost lying on a table. I was sitting in a chair every day for 4 hours. It was being put together, you know. So I like that idea, but I also like the idea, you know, in relation to Frankenstein, that Oz has been shunned by society quite a bit. He knows the way he looks and he knows how he walks, and there's a certain kind of a silent shame that he carries within him that can manifest in outward acts of violence and a desire to succeed that goes to a depth that he hasn't shared with anyone. I mean, he is burning with desire to succeed and to be at the top of the pile. And I think there's a lot of interesting psychology to be kind of investigated with the character, you know.
Since you said that you are a huge Batman fan, do you believe that we now need more a vengeance Batman or a hope Batman?
Oh, I don't know. I think one of the things that people are drawn to with the Batman mythology and with the Bruce Wayne character, and more so because it's easy to write Bruce Wayne off as a child of privilege, and it's easy to forget that his life is one where he carries great pain because he has suffered incredible loss at a very young age, seeing his parents killed right before him. But I think the manifestation of all of his pain and his darkness and his desire to right the wrongs of the world, that manifestation is, of course, the Batman. And that Batman character acts from a place of kind of righteous anger and frustration in the face of an unfair world. And I think we all can contemplate, based on what's happening all around us at all times, how unfair the world is. I mean, I have a very privileged life, and as I've said before, this whole acting thing has allowed me to live on the right side of wrong. You know, there's still I have privilege that I don't feel I've fully earned, but just there are certain structures in place that have allowed me to inhabit. But I think Batman is somebody that we are drawn to because he flies in the face of and he battles against those aspects of modern life that are cruelly unfair, whether it's overt violence or just corruption. In this one, there's a lot of corruption as well, and he is very much a detective. He's not just a man of action, but he's a man of thought and a man of methodology. So it kind of goes back to the original tension of DC Comics, DC Detective Comics, and it's very noirish in that element. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. Great work. Bye.
Thank you. All the best to you.